Halo guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, today I want to present about the rice sandwich from the House on Mango Street novel by Sandra Cisneros. The chapter Rice a Sandwich. This chapter is explores Esperanza's desire to belong and be treated as other kids. She wants to eat in the school canteens like other children, believing it's a place that's kind of exciting. But yeah, however, when she finally gets there, the experience becomes humiliating instead of exciting. Through this chapter, Sandra Cisneros reveals themes about social class and the gap between the the childhood dreams and reality. They said, first we want to cover about the settings. And yeah, there is two main settings in this chapter. The first setting is Esperanza's home. Uh, the environments of Esperanza homes is feel like crowded and practical. This is shown by her mother that is really busy and tired. The this state as in the one of the scene where the mother or the Esperanza's mom complains that making lunch would create more work for her, and yeah, from this we can uh, take a conclusion from the imaginary about the Esperanza homes environments that this is a working class household where daily life is difficult and exhausting because it's more to reliance on the muscle rather than brain. And then the school, especially the canteen, is first presented as an almost magical place and an exciting place and a special place that once the Esperanza also says that the canteen is even the name sounds important. This shows how children imagine ordinary place as symbols of privilege. However, once she enters, the canteen becomes disappointing. Like she also says that which was nothing special. And then the second topic that we want to cover is characterizations. The first character is Esperanza. Uh, the Cisneros is draw Esperanza like an imaginative, sensitive, and eager to grow up. She romanticizes the canteen because it represents the excitement and importance. She imagines her empty chair at home making her mother miss. This shows both childish thinking and her wish to be valued. And then she is also vulnerable and shy. When once the nun asked to her about her home, and then uh, she points to a random house that yeah three ugly flats that in the chapters that say also like a raggedy man also doesn't want to get into. It's like yeah, so the nun mocks her, but Esperanza cannot defend herself, and yeah, and then he simply hands over the letter. Uh, Even though the house that's the nun point is not her house, she just nod to her, and later she cries when being embraced. This reveals her insecurity and youth. The second character is the mother that is caring but realistic. She even writes the letter after hearing Esperanza ask for 3 days. This suggests like the mom is love Esperanza, although she is ready to practically rather than affection. And then the nun is shown in this chapter is shown as cold and judgmental. She publicly questions where Esperanza lives and forces her to point out her house. And then she also point a random house like I mentioned before. And then uh, she uh, embrace the Esperanza, and then that's her behavior shows authority figures who fail to understand children's feelings. And then the third topic is actions. The chapter is follows a simple sequence that first Esperanza is affiance to the children who eat in the canteen, and then she persuades her mother to write a note and prepares a rice sandwich so he can uh, eat in the canteen together with her friends. And then the nun rejects the note and sends her to Sister Superior. And finally, Esperanza is embraced and allowed to stay for one day only, and cries while eating lunch. Although little physical actions happens, emotionally the chapter is important. Esperanza moves from excitement to hope, and then to shame, and finally disappointment to the content. This emotional journey reflects many moments in childhood when reality feels cold. And then the fourth is the style. Like Cisneros use a simple first-person narrative voice that sounds like a child, making Esperanza emotions feels like honest and immediate. Sentences such as the canteen, even the name sounds important, capture a young mindful of wonder. Humor in this chapter is also used, like Esperanza dramatically says her mother would cry. Where is my where is my favorite daughter? That uh, the mom says like that. This excessive makes the narrations charming while also showing her desire for attention. And then imagery is powerful in the scene where the nun makes Esperanza point into her house. The ugly tree reflects symbolize shame and social class. Cisneros use brief but vivid descriptions to reveal deeper meaning. And then the ideas of this chapter is there is one important term there, which is social class. Esperanza feels excluded because she cannot easily access the privilege other children have that they can eat in the canteen and eating the proper lunch. This is in contrast with Esperanza that she is eating a sandwich that the rice sandwich itself is like symbolizes the poverty because the chapter it also states that the sandwich is made because there is no meat that Esperanza have. Besides the social class, the chapter also explores the loss of innocence. With Esperanza begins a childish fantasy, but learns that institutions and adults can be unfair and humiliating. And then my personal interpretation is I think this chapter is powerful because it turns a small event into something emotionally serious. Many readers many readers can relate to wanting something badly only to discover it is not what they imagine. Esperanza embarrassment feels especially sad because she only wants to fit in. This narrative reminds us that children notice differences deeply, even when adults ignore them. And then the conclusion of uh, this presentation is Horizon, which is a meaningful chapter that reveals Esperanza in a world through setting, characterization, action, style, and themes. This narrative shows the pain of exclusions and disappointment of broken expectations. The chapter proves that even an ordinary school lunch can become a moment that shapes identity. So I think that's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.